that I think the Los Angeles Lakers should strongly consider trading LeBron James. The Los Angeles Lakers, as presently constructed, are going nowhere. He's the only person that has extreme value. You the Lakers, where you going? You got nothing.
Brian Windhorst, you didn't know you were facing all the hot takes today on First Take, but you are, sir. Ready to go. Let's get it. You covered Kyrie for a long time. Guess what? You covered LeBron James even longer. I think since high school, if I'm correct here. Windy, do you think the Lakers should consider this, moving on from LeBron?
You know, you're asking a very simple question. I can't give that a simple answer. No would be sort of where I'd start, because he's still one of the best players in the league, and he's the reason why they have the title. And any chance of winning a title in the next couple of years hinges on him. But I think we are coming to a pinch point this season that I'm not sure everybody totally gets, and that is that I believe it's the first week of August, LeBron is eligible to sign a contract extension. And it only makes sense to me that the Lakers would come to him and offer it to him. And that is a huge moment for basically the rest of LeBron's career and the short term of the Lakers. Whether they offer it to him, whether he accepts it, whether the coach that they hire and the offseason moves that they make him comfortable. But I think there's two things I have to say that are very important here. The first is that LeBron wants to be a Laker. And, you know, regardless of what he may have said in moments of frustration last year, and regardless of his concept of playing with his son or someday retiring a Cavalier or whatever, LeBron wants to be a Laker. He wants to live in Los Angeles. He loves living in Los Angeles. His son, Bronny, is a senior at Sierra Canyon in the Valley this year. He wants to be able to take part and enjoy his senior season. He still believes he can take the Lakers to heights. He wants to be a Laker. The second thing is that while it would be fun and is fun, and we will probably have these conversations now or later to talk about what team could want to trade for LeBron, LeBron isn't getting traded to a team unless LeBron deems it so. I know he's under contract. He doesn't have a no-trade clause, and they could trade him anywhere. And by the terms of his contract, he could have to go. But you can't do that to a player of this ilk. You can't do that to a player of his stature and status. So I don't see the fertile ground for that, although Stephen A's points that he made yesterday, and I'm sure he's about to make now, about where the Lakers are as a team with LeBron, those are all still valid. But you have the fact of LeBron's, persona and control of this situation, that can't be ignored, Stephen A.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.